We are more than halfway through Season 2 of House of the Dragon, and with Episode 4 being an absolute banger with the Battle of Rook's Rest till now, but in this week's trailer breakdown we are looking at Episode 6, and unlike my episode breakdowns this will be chock full of spoilers in this video depending on trailer of House of Dragon Season 2 Episode 6 preview. The trailer begins within the dragon pit on Dragonstone. We hear the voice of Rhaenyra Targaryen saying it's never been attempted before. At the end of episode 5, Rhaenyra and Jacaerys discuss about the possibility of non-full-blooded Targaryens or those with thin Valyrian blood and whether or not they could become dragon riders. This is something in the books that is called the sowing of the seeds, where both Team Green and Team Black essentially have a nuclear arms race on who can claim the most dragons, offering vast riches in land to those who are successful, and tons of people die during this process, including Rhaenyra's commander of the Queen's Guard Steffon Darkland and member of the Black Council Gorman Assy. The show has already set up several of these new dragon riders. They include Adam of Hull, who is Corlys's bastard son who ends up claiming Seasmoke. There's Ul White, the supposed half-brother to Daemon and Viserys, who claims Silverwing. However, in the book Silverwing is on Dragonstone, so Ul would have to make his way over there somehow, which may be difficult considering on Close the Gates to King's Landing. The same is true of Hugh Hammer, who eventually gains control of Vermithor, another dragon, on Dragonstone. In the book these two are initially on Team Black but defect during the first Battle of Tumbleton, earning them the nickname the Two Betrayers. In the Team Black trailer we'll see Adam Ull and Hugh dining with Rhaenyra, Baela and Jace, but when Rhaenyra says they're attempting something never done before, it could also refer to a dragon rider claiming two dragons at once. This is something that was hinted at the end of Season 1 when Daemon visits Vermithor within the depths of Dragonstone. This doesn't happen in Fire and Blood, but it's a possibility I'm throwing out there. The Black Council meets at Dragonstone, where we can see Lord Alfred Broom is missing. Last episode Rhaenyra sent him to Harrenhal to find out what's going on with Daemon. It is here that she divulges her plan of finding more dragon riders, which no doubt they will think is insane. They already question Rhaenyra's decisions at every turn, so I'm wondering how they'll take this. And is that Corlys Valoran to the right of Rhaenyra? Last episode he was offered Hand of the Queen, and if we go by the book he does end up taking this position. Here we have what appears to be Rhaenyra, Jace and a bunch of dragon keepers. Later in the preview we'll see Rhaenyra fly out with her dragon Syrax. But this looks like it's something different and far more dangerous. We'll even see this shocked look on Rhaenyra as people behind her run for cover. Perhaps someone is trying to claim a dragon and it doesn't go well. My guess is the dragon we see at the end of the trailer is Seasmoke, who lost his rider lore way back in Season 1. In the book Seasmoke burns Steffon Darkland to death when he attempts to mount him, and I can totally see Steffon wanting to claim a dragon. He just found out his father was murdered by Criston Cole and his home of Duskendale was brutally beaten into submission by the Greens, so when we take a look at this shot here I wouldn't be surprised if Rhaenyra is blocking from view Steffon at the front. In the Team Black trailer we can see Syrax heading towards Harrenhal, so I wonder if this is where Rhaenyra is headed when she leaves Dragonstone. Here we'll see Rhaenyra on the rampart of Dragonstone. She is filled with doubt, questioning whether the gods will favor her side in the race for dragons. At first glance this image looks like Daemon talking to Alice outside Harrenhal. Criston Cole talks about how if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands the Green Army will be outnumbered. We can see Criston here in what is most likely King's Landing with the back of Alicent's head visible on the right. The two left off in a pretty bad place after Criston backed Aemond as regent instead of his lover Alicent, and the Green Council is looking pretty dismal. There are only 3 people in attendance: Aine Jasper Wilde, the Master of Laws, and Loras, the Master of Whispers. Absent are Criston Cole, Alicent, Tywin Lannister, and Grand Maester Orw. Here we have on telling who appears to be either Jasper or Criston that his uncle is a challenge he welcomes. I'm going to go with Criston as it kind of matches up with this shot from the Team Green trailer. For those of you who have read the books you'll know of the eventual battle between Daemon and Aemond and what's known as the Battle Above God's Eye, but I won't get too in depth about that. I always love it when we get a new vantage point of our castles. In this instance Harrenhal, there's a strong soldier on guard in the back, and from this angle it looks like Daemon has packed a bag of supplies and is getting ready to leave on Caraxes. Could he be going back to Rhaenyra, diffusing the situation with the bracket, or something else entirely? And some brotherly love as Aemon visits Aegon. Last episode Aegon barely moved, but it looks like he's at least somewhat conscious, and we'll see his brother push down on his burnt chest. I wouldn't be surprised if Aemond is pissed at his brother for ruining his plan with Criston. He's probably telling Aeon he's a fool for what he did and deserves what came to him. He could also be telling Aegon that if he tells anyone what happened during the battle he could end him. It's possible that Alicent caught wind of this, as we hear her saying, "Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?" We know Aemon harbors a grudge for the years of bullying he experienced at the hands of his brother and half-brothers. It looks like Rhaenyra is finally taking matters into her own hands as she picks up the sword. Last episode she talked about how as a woman she was never trained in the art of the sword. Maybe she's showing us that it's never too late to learn. This sword looks pretty old and rusty, almost as if she's removed it from the tomes of Dragonstone. Now this is pretty cool. It appears as though we're finally getting a look at Jason Lannister's forces. We've heard Tylon talk so much about these last few episodes. If I had to hazard a guess, this is the stronghold of Golden Tooth controlled by House Lefford. It is a strategic castle which connects the Westerlands to the west and Riverlands to the east. During the Dance of Dragons, House Lefford was allied with Aegon. Now if you look at the castle here, they are definitely not prepared to fight this large Lannister army, so my guess is that they are allies. Jace tells his mom that they need Daemon, but when we hear Rhaenyra say that she must proceed as if she stands alone, it seems Daemon's allegiance and whereabouts are still unknown. Corus here overlooking the painted table. I don't see him wearing the hand of the queen. Perhaps he's still contemplating the weight of this decision. Here's Rhaena somewhere in the Vale of Arryn. The last we left her, she was arguing with Lady Jane Arryn whether or not Rhaenyra's baby dragons sufficiently uphold her end of the deal. She does not look too happy, and from this little head of hair here it looks like she's protecting Joffrey. Rhaenyra with Miss Sarah here at one of their favorite hangouts. They may be discussing their plans, which involve the lady-in-waiting Alinda Massey, who we saw make her way to King's Landing last episode to visit former handmaiden to Alicent Hightower Diana. This seems to be connected to the riot near the end of the trailer. Now the book has a big King's Landing riot, however I'm not sure this is the riot from the book. Lord Corus has brought his ships into Blackwater Bay. It's this presence of enemy dragons and ships and impending doom that caused the citizens to riot. What we see in the trailer appears to be much smaller and targeted toward Alicent. Helena Aelent looks to have blood or dirt flung on our face as the Gold Cloaks and Queen's Guard attempt to keep the mob at bay. Now that's not to say that this red could grow and turn into something like from the book. It may also give Yulin Hugh a chance to escape the city. Rhaenyra tells this unknown figure that it's her own fault they have forgotten to fear her. I can't really see, but the hair appears to be grey and short. Could this be member of the Black Council Lord Celtigar? And a very quick shot of Daemon in what could be another dream sequence in the throne room at the Red Keep. That dude needs to get out of this haunted house. So it appears as though the start of the sowing will commence next episode, which means a lot more bloodshed to come. But what do you think will happen next? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.